Good evening, world. It's Ivan Omer here again. This is going to be another video. What? It's going to be another video in this very interesting miscellaneous series. I'll be continuing my Lord of the Rings read-along today. I am on chapter 9, which is when Frodo and them Frodo and them are now at the sign of the Prancing Pony. So they journey through Bree. The gatekeeper opens the gate. They enter the city. And now they're going to the inn at the Prancing Pony. And that's where they meet the manager at the inn. And that's where they meet Aragon or Strider, the ranger, who is also an heir of Isildur, obviously. That's why in the third book, Strider, aka Aragon, becomes Aragon, aka Strider, becomes king. In Return of the King, obviously. I'll babble on for good, 22 minutes, and I'll read 4 pages, as usual, because I promise you, Lord of the Rings fans, that I would what? That I would what? That I would what? That I would read Lord of the Rings. And I want to get Lord of the Rings over with first. That way I can what? That way I can babble on for the rest of it. I think I'm pretty sure you guys prefer this method. It's better if Ivan babbles on for a little bit in the first part, then he gets Lord of the Rings read along over with. And then for the remaining parts, for the remaining time in his phone for the remaining video, he babbles on, obviously. Talking about Sky Source, his personal life, all that stuff. See what I'm saying there? I'm going to keep saying this, the countdown is ticking, man. I went over my book today. I'm almost done chapter 11. I have a good what? I don't know. I have a good 20 more pages left to go over for chapter 11. I've been going over a good, 10, 14. Some days I go over 12. Some days I go over 10. I'm going over a good 10, 12, 14 pages a day. I'm almost done going over chapter 11. I told you I'm done on my phases. My book, but technically speaking, my book isn't ready to be released on Lulu because I caught a few typos. While I'm going over my book, I caught some typos, and I'm fixing them right now, obviously. Hence why, even though I'm done on my phases, and my wife is jumping for joy, obviously, she probably got drunk. Guarantee my wife, the moment I made my faces now, so my wife probably got drunk and all that stuff. She probably won't know. She probably hung out with her stepsister, her so-called friends. She had what? She probably had beer with them and what? Beer, all that stuff. And she probably guaranteed my wife got drunk over that. I made my face 6 announcement on over a month and a half ago. Guaranteed my wife got drunk after I made that face 6 announcement. Because she now know, oh my god, Ivan's on faces. Yeah, man. Yeah, VJ. I'm done on my faces. And now what? All I have to do is just go over my book. And I'll be done going over my book by the end of the month. So I don't know, October 25th, October 27th. I'll be done going over my book. Once I go over my whole book, I can now officially say, I'll let you guys know, okay guys, I am now officially done. I'm now officially done Last of Us. As after I go over my book again, I will what? I will what? I will not go over my book ever again. As what? I'll not go over my book ever again. As what? I'll not go over my book ever again. As I'll what? I will now be done, Zanus. For good. And now my book will now be ready to be released on Lulu. On Lulu, obviously. Now my book will be ready to be released on Lulu. Obviously. And all I have to do once I finish my book, I'm not gonna make the final announcement until I finish. Before I said I wanted to finish my book before I made the Super Destruction video. But that didn't happen. But now I'm not gonna make my final announcement until I finished going over my Last of Us book, obviously, and fixing my typos. And once I finish that, I'll tell you guys I'm officially done Zanus. And now my book is ready to be released on Lulu. and I know I'm about to become king. All I have to do is just pay this bullshit fee and suffer death, and I get to see my wife, obviously. And when I'm king, you guys are left behind. You're not saved, obviously. You're gonna pay a silver price because you made me paid my wife when I didn't do anything wrong. You're also gonna pay by being left behind a man, obviously. I let you be with your girlfriend, your husband, obviously, because I'm not kidding around. Like when I've seen over the years in my life, I've seen some attractive couples. Even when I see attractive couples, even I get jealous too. When I see an attractive couple, oh my god, that couple's so beautiful. Obviously, so I'm jealous, obviously, but even though I'm jealous, I would never what. I would never ever let what. I would never ever do something purposely to cause harm in someone else's relationship because of my jealousy, obviously. Well, for me, there's a difference between envy and jealousy. Jealousy is outward. Envy is inward. Obviously, jealousy just means, oh, you know what I'm saying. Oh, man, what a beautiful couple. You know what I'm saying, what a beautiful couple. You know what I'm saying, but you don't do any harm you don't do any harm in that relationship, obviously. Whereas envy means you want what you can't have, man, and you purposely do something to harm someone else's relationship. And in other words, the envy that you guys have towards me, and my wife, is supernatural. It's envy like you've never seen before. It is supernatural envy. It's very demonic. It's something beyond this world, man. It's very demonic, and it's something that it's envy that you guys that has never envy like you've never seen before, obviously. And it's very very demonic, obviously. Because I told you, we're all human. Even I, trust me, even I get jealous. If I see an attractive couple, even I'll get jealous too, obviously. But my point is, I would never do what? I would never do any harm in that relationship. See what I'm saying? I would never purposely cause harm in some relationship. Why? Because I have a good heart, obviously. I'm not perfect. I've done some bad things in my life, obviously. My point is, I have a good heart. And compared to everyone else, I'm fucking good, man. I'm a good man, man. I'm really, really good. I'm so good that even after you kill me, I still wish you the best. And I take all I do is, my revenge to you guys is I take my wife and live my life, and you're left behind. And you feel like shit, obviously. Even though I know the step families are wicked people, obviously, even though I know VJ step families wicked. Don't hate me, guys. I'm saying, even though I know you guys are wicked, obviously, you purposely infected my wife, and she cries tears every night, knowing I have to die. You set the whole thing up by having VJ be a porn star to purposely cause a mess in my life, just like you set everything up. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know my step family are wicked people, and they set everything up for me by locking all doors with me and having me have sex with my stepmother to be with my wife, which is a horrific price to pay, obviously. So now when I see my wife, I'm gonna have memory of having sex with my stepmother. Like, you see what I'm saying here? And you guys do whatever you can to cause horror and chaos in my life. And what pisses me off, I was willing to save my virginity for, man. VJ would have been the only woman that I would have ever known what it was like to have sex with, man. She was, she would have been the only woman, the only memory I would have had in my life of ever having sex with a woman. That's what I wanted, obviously. But then I figured out the puzzle piece. Okay, why are the doors locked on me? Well, the doors are locked on me. Okay, the doors are locked on me because what? You guys don't want me making money, obviously, through your system. The step families don't want me making money through your system, obviously. At the same time, you want me to pay a fee so you can see me have sex, obviously. Because I know that if you guys knew, okay, if the doors are open and Ivan will live his life. We're never gonna know what it's like for him to have sex. Every time you dream, the screen goes black. We're never gonna know what it's like. We're never gonna know what it's like for this man to have sex, obviously, because you guys are fucking crazy people. And you make what? What I keep saying is, you make me and VJ's relationship your business. So you think it's your right to see me and wife have sex when it's none of your fucking business. Just like I'll never know what it's like for you guys to have sex. It's none of my business. You make it your business by seeing me have sex, all because of your envy. And VJ, you want to see her have sex all because of your envy too, because you guys are selfish people, obviously. Obviously, right? I told you, even though VJ's stepfamily, they're wicked, obviously, they're wicked people, obviously, and my stepfamily are wicked people. Even after killing me and causing this mess in my life, I still wish them the absolute best, obviously. I wish my stepfamily the best, you know what I'm saying? And I wish VJ's stepfamily the best, but because what? Because they did this to me, they're gonna pay a price, obviously. When Ivan and VJ came clean, the step families will not be saved, obviously. And that's how you know I have a good heart, obviously. As in the Bible, they said there's nothing good, there's no one good but God. I'm not perfect, trust me. I've done some bad things in my life. I've done some pretty bad things in my life, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, compared to everyone else, I'm good. That's my point. I have a good heart, obviously. I'm not perfect. done some bad things in my life, but compared to everyone else, I'm good. As in the Bible, it says there's none good but God. There's a reason why the Bible says none good but God, because I'm the only good man in the world. Everyone else are all morally wicked people, obviously. I tested you guys, and you guys failed the test, obviously. Whereas me, after you even caused a mess in my life, I'm still willing to hire those Hollywood actors who ban my wife and pay them their millions and grab their fame. That's how you know I'm fucking nice, obviously. I can easily choose to not even start Skysource and not have to deal with the price of hiring all these Hollywood actors. And I want to start Skysource, and I want to hire all these Hollywood actors who had sex with my wife, obviously, which is a shitty price to pay, and which is gonna affect me, obviously. Like I told you, me being with my wife comes at a price. I know that even once I start Skysource, I even know, oh my god, like once I hire these actors, you know what I'm saying? Hiring these actors even comes at a price because they all bang my wife, obviously. You see what I'm saying here? So me being with my wife comes at a fucking bad price, obviously. And it's hiring these Hollywood actors, what? It even comes at a price too, obviously. But I had no choice. If I want to get top quality for my movie, I have to hire Hollywood actors. And you made me pay a price. Even though me and my wife are gonna be happy, we're gonna be living the life in spite of the mess. The mess is gonna affect obviously what? The mess is gonna affect both of us a little bit, obviously. It's gonna affect us forever, obviously. And you can't undo the mess. Hence why when you guys beg for forgiveness for meeting Hurricane Queen, it's too late because you caused that mess. You can't undo the mess, man. You can't undo the mess, and you can't undo killing an innocent man. You can't undo that. Hence why what? You're not going to be saved. You're also going to pay a price. You're not going to be saved when I meet your king queen. The same time you choose not to talk about me in the public eye forever. You haven't talked about me in the public eye for 30 years now since I was born. You're fucking selfish people. And secretly behind the scenes you watch my videos. And you even act like you don't even watch my videos. You act like as if no one's tuning into my videos, obviously. And then behind the scenes you watch it and you think I'm gonna let you do it like that when I'm king. I'm not gonna let you do it like that when I'm king. The countdown's ticking. Once I make that final announcement, that is it for Ivan O'Mara, and I am not making any more videos for you after that. I'm gonna keep saying this world because I know you guys are crazy people, and you think after killing this man, I'm gonna take my time to make videos for you. I'm not taking my time to make videos for you. You just killed an innocent man. You didn't do anything wrong. You turned a virgin into a porn star. You made him have sex with hundreds of women, 1,000 women to be his wife when he was willing to save his virginity for his wife. And you made him have sex with his stepmother. It's fucking gross. You have no idea how much I don't want to do that. But to save my wife, I have to do that, obviously. And you also made me have sex with what? Hundreds, even what? 1,000 women to be with my wife. So you purposely caused mess in my life and you killed an innocent man. And after I come back from death and I cry my eyes out, I just went through, after all that horror and chaos I went through in my life, because I'm going to tell you my story, obviously, when I make that final announcement. Right? Finally, when I have money and I see my wife after 30 years, after suffering death in the match, you think I'm gonna, and you don't talk to me about it, you think I'm gonna take my time and make rules for you. It doesn't work like that, man. You trapped me with a choice. I also trapped with a choice. You guys knew. Look, man, when me and my wife were born, you guys had two choices. I'm a fucking genius. You guys had two choices, and you made the wrong choice. You knew, okay, yeah, you knew, okay, oh my god, Ivan trapped us with a choice. Yeah, man, I trapped you with a choice. I set the whole thing up. Either you see Ivan and VJ's glory forever, and you're saved. So you're gonna you experience that amazing glory in Hollywood. So seeing Ivan O'Mara on Jimmy Fallon show, you would have seen that. Seeing Ivan and VJ doing interviews on Hollywood Reporter, most likely. Ivan and VJ doing seminars. Ivan and VJ doing all these Hollywood. You know how VJ has all these Hollywood interviews? Well, imagine me and VJ doing all these Hollywood interviews. You would have seen that glory, obviously. I would have most likely done stand-up comedy. You know how Dave Chappelle and Russell Peters do stand-up comedy? There's a high chance you would have seen Ivan O'Mara doing stand-up comedy. And I'm pretty good. I'm not as good as those guys. I'm pretty raw, obviously. But I'm pretty good. I have talent. I have skill, obviously. I know how to tell good jokes. You know what I'm saying? Again, you guys saw my what? You guys, I 2 years ago, I posted some stand-up comedy stuff on my YouTube channel. You guys know how what? I'm pretty good, obviously. I know how to tell jokes. I'm saying? You would have seen Ivan O'Mara doing stand-up comedy, and yet I don't know, Ivan O'Mara doing stand-up comedy on a Netflix special. You know what I'm saying? So even though you guys would have never known what's like me now, that's how crazy you guys are. There's many people in the world who are attractive. I'll never know what's like to have sex, and yeah, I don't care. And then Ivan and VJ, you have to see my sex because you guys are fucking crazy people, man. You're crazy people. You make my relationship your business when it's none of your business, man. Knowing. So your excuse for seeing me have sex is, well, Ivan, we can't see you when we dream about you. You know what I'm saying? You turn us on so much, we want to see. So because I turn you on, you deserve to see me have sex. That's your logic. There's many people in the world who turn me on on the outside, obviously, and I'll never know what's like to have sex. And I don't give a shit. And it's Ivan, you have to see him have sex with. You guys are crazy people, obviously. Yeah, I know I'm God. I know she's Anna, but I didn't know you guys would be this crazy, man. Because we can't see Ivan and Vijay have sex, yeah, they have to pay to be here and all that stuff. Because you guys are crazy people, obviously. So imagine, you would have seen me on Jimmy Fallon show. Imagine seeing Ivan O'Meara on Jimmy Fallon show, man. Seeing that glory, man. Seeing Ivan and Vijay on the news. So imagine, so in other words, if you think the glory that you're gonna see with when me and my wife are king and queen is amazing, it's nothing compared to the glory you would have seen had you opened doors for me and me and my wife would have been in the public eye. Me and my wife on the news. So you would have seen me and my wife on the news. Me and my wife doing YouTube videos, live YouTube videos. So imagine seeing Ivan and Vijay doing live interviews. So many videos to watch. You guys would have had that amazing feeling of feeling safe. Ivan and Vijay on the news. You know what I'm saying? Paparazzi bombarding Ivan and Vijay. Ivan and Vijay trending. Me and Vijay also would have been trending on what? Me and Vijay would have been trending. Me and Vijay would have been trending on what? We would have been trending on Twitter too, obviously, but it would have been the public eye fame though. You would see fans would have taken pictures of me and my wife behind the scenes too, obviously, but you would have seen trending pictures of me in the public eye too. You know how VJ sometimes she has these red carpet pictures and they trend? Well, you would have seen something like that, obviously. Whereas the fame, because me and my wife were behind the scenes for King and Queen, it's all behind the scenes fame. You would have seen the fame of Ivan and VJ in the public eye, obviously. So Ivan and VJ doing in the Jimmy Fallon show, man, you would have saw that glory, man. You know what I'm saying? Ivan doing all these interviews in Hollywood. You would have seen me doing all these interviews in Hollywood. You guys saw it. You saw the glory, and yet you let your envy take over, obviously. Because you guys are rep people, obviously. You would have saw what? You would have saw what? You would have saw VJ. VJ doing, you know what I'm saying? You would have saw me and VJ doing radio interviews. You would have saw me and VJ at the red carpet, the Hollywood red carpet, man. Even though you're gonna see me and my wife in the red carpet for Zanus, you would have seen me and VJ in the Hollywood red carpet. Me and VJ together in the Hollywood. You guys saw it. You guys know what I'm talking about. When me and my wife, when I was conceived, you saw the two choices, obviously. You saw the one choice was the glory, the other choice was the bullshit sex, obviously. And you chose the bullshit sex, obviously. You know what I'm saying? You would have seen me and my wife on magazines. Me and my wife guarantee would have been featured on magazines. You would have saw me more from magazines. You would have seen me and my wife in big budget movies. Doing big budget movies. And imagine an Ivan O'Meara and VJ movie getting released at the theaters. So even though I'm starting Sky Source, it's behind the scenes, hence what? You're going to be purchasing my movies on Amazon, my 4K Blu movies on Amazon. You have to watch it at home, which is still cool, obviously. You still got to see the glory, but it's nothing compared to seeing it at a movie theater. Ivan O'Meara and VJ on a Comic-Con. Ivan cracking jokes, because VJ can crack jokes too, man. I've seen some videos. VJ has a sense of humor like me too. Because she's God, obviously, she can. I guarantee you, even VJ can do stand-up comedy too. VJ's pretty funny too. She's not as funny as me, obviously. I'm Y, obviously. But VJ can crack jokes too, obviously. She's very talented. I've seen her, oh my God, VJ. I remember one time VJ made a joke. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, VJ can crack jokes too. Yeah, man, VJ can crack jokes too, obviously. And I guarantee you, VJ can do stand-up comedy like me too, because she's God, obviously. She may not be as funny as me, but VJ is obviously talented. She can do stand-up comedy like me too, obviously. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. You would have seen that amazing glory. And the most important thing is you would have been saved, man. You would have been saved. You wouldn't have had that horrific feeling of being left behind. But even though that amazing glory is fucking amazing and you would have been saved, because Ivan and VJ because we turn you on, obviously, you're like, man, even though seeing this glory is fucking amazing, we're part of it, you know what I'm saying? We're saved. It's fucking cool. It's so amazing seeing Ivan and VJ's glory. They turn us on and we're never going to know what it's like for them to have sex. Yeah, man. You let your envy take over. We're never going to know what these two people, what it's like for these two people to have sex because they turn us on so much. Obviously. And then you knew, okay, the second choice, okay, if we make the second choice, Ivan what? And we lock the doors on Ivan and we have VJ be a trash points on Ivan. If we touch VJ will cry tears. You knew VJ would cry tears every night. You knew it. and you still made the choice, obviously, because you guys are repping, obviously. She cries tears every, yeah, we know VJ's gonna cry tears every night. She's gonna be miserable in Hollywood, yet you fucking still made the second choice. You guys are repping, obviously. You saw, man. I have the keys. You saw. You knew this would happen, and you fucking still made this choice, obviously. You know what I'm saying? If we touch, okay, because I set the whole thing up, obviously. The only way for me and VJ to be together, if for me and VJ to be together, nobody can touch us. That is the rule. You cannot touch Ivan. You cannot touch VJ. If we touch VJ, Ivan has to die. Hence, me and VJ, hence you had no choice but to have me and VJ make free money, obviously. And we're worth the free money because what? Because we're fucking God. Just like the gatekeepers make their free money because they're fucking the gatekeepers, obviously. If you make Ivan or VJ pay a price, Ivan has to die. If you make Ivan pay a price, he has to die. If you touch VJ, Ivan has to die. Hence, I set the whole thing up, obviously. The only way for Ivan and VJ to be together, right? For Ivan and VJ to be together, they what? You cannot touch any of them. That's how it works, man. You know what I'm saying? You cannot touch any of them. If you want to see their glory and be saved and see Ivan in the public eye, you cannot touch VJ. Otherwise, if you touch VJ, Ivan will die, and you chose to touch him anyways. I'm proving how wicked we are, obviously. Right? Right? I tested you guys. You guys failed the test, obviously. Right? Obviously. And you knew. I also gave you a warning. Hey, guys, if you cause mess in my... Look, man, if you lock all the doors on me, you're going to get a sabotage by live on YouTube. As I set the whole thing up, obviously. If you want VJ to be in Hollywood, you're gonna get a trashy and see her have sex and cause mess in life. You're gonna get a trashy sabotage portion on Hollywood. So even though you'll see VJ in Hollywood, her career will be sabotaged, obviously. She'll cry tears every night because she's infected and she can't see Ivan. I set the whole thing up, obviously. At the same time, if you touch VJ, Ivan has to die. Hence, Ivan's also gonna cry tears too. As you have no idea how haunting of a thought it is knowing you're gonna die, man. It's a very, very... You guys don't see it now because you're crazy psychotic people. You don't know the pain. You guys don't understand the pain that me and my wife are going through right now. Especially me. You guys don't understand the pain. You don't see the pain that I'm going through right now because you're blinded by your envy. I don't care. I want to see him have sex. I don't care if he dies. I just want to see him have sex because you guys are fucking crazy people, obviously. You want to kill a man just to see him have sex because you're fucking crazy people, obviously. You want to break every moral code in the book, obviously, right? 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 You knew even if you see me and wife have sex, you're gonna get bullshit rip-off sex from both of us. You knew, yeah, we know we're gonna get ripped off, obviously. If we purposely cause mess in life, and kill Ivan, if you touch VJ will cry tears every night. When I mean cry tears, VJ really cries tears all night long, man. She cries heavy tears. You knew this would happen, you still fucking touched her, obviously. At the same time, you know by touching VJ, Ivan has to die. And Ivan's gonna cry heavy tears too. When I mean cry heavy tears, you're looking at a mental breakdown for Ivan. There's nothing worse than death. But you guys, and you think, you know what I'm saying? You knew that would happen. And then after that, what? You knew what? You know, oh my God, and you know what I'm saying? At the same time, we don't talk about Ivan in the public eye because we can't see him have sex. And we sabotage his channel, oh my God. You know, oh my God, Ivan set the whole thing up. If Ivan and VJ are king and queen, the only way we can be saved is if Ivan and VJ take the time to make videos on their sabotage channel. We know Ivan after what we put Ivan and VJ through, Ivan's never gonna let us. Never gonna let us dupe him like that. Yeah, man. You knew. Oh my God. If we make this choice, when Ivan and VJ are king, they're gonna be kept behind the scenes. Obviously, we're not gonna talk about Ivan and VJ because we can't see him have sex. I set the whole thing up. We're gonna keep Ivan behind the scenes, sabotage his channel, and so when Ivan and VJ are king and queen, the only way for us to be saved is if they take the time to make videos on their sabotage channel, obviously. That was your plan, obviously, because you hope to get your full cake. But you knew full, oh my God, Ivan and VJ, and after we put Ivan and VJ through, especially having Ivan suffer death, and causing that mess, Ivan and VJ are guaranteed going to peace out. Especially having an innocent man die, obviously. And what? You knew, oh my God, and the only way we can be saved is if Ivan and VJ make videos for us on our sabotage channel. We don't talk about them, but you know I'm not going to do it like that. Hence I'm peacing out, and you get what you deserve. You will not be saved when me and my wife are king and queen, as I'm not going to let you do it like that, man. You caused mess in my life, hence I'm also going to what? You made me pay a price when I didn't do anything wrong, all because of your envy. I told you, it's one thing to be jealous. We're all human beings. We all get jealous. It's another thing to purposely cause harm in someone else's relationship when that guy or woman didn't do anything wrong. It's one thing to be jealous. It's another thing to purposely cause harm in someone else's relationship because of your envy, man. And that's what you guys did. You guys separate me, and you purposely cause harm in both our relationships because you guys are wicked people. Obviously, you're nothing but a mess of who I've made, man. You're wicked people, and you deserve to see hell, and you don't deserve to be saved. I'm not kidding around. After what you put me through, you don't deserve to see me spiritually. You deserve to see hell, and you deserve to be separated and abandoned from my glory because you're what? You're wicked people, and you don't deserve to be saved. Even those Hollywood actors don't deserve to be saved because they're wicked people too. They all bang my wife. They're just the lucky chosen ones who're going to get to experience the international fame with Ivan and VJ. As I told you, those Hollywood actors for Zanus, they don't deserve to be saved either. They're just the lucky chosen few who are going to be saved. The 7 team don't deserve to be saved. They're just the lucky 7 who are going to get to work for Ivan and VJ and be saved, obviously. All the crewmen who work for my company don't deserve to be saved. They're just the lucky chosen who are going to be saved, obviously. They're just lucky. They're the lucky chosen, obviously, as nobody in this world deserves to be saved. No one in this world deserves to be saved, and no one in this world deserves to partake of my glory. Only the people who partake of my glory just happen to be what? The lucky chosen, obviously. See what I'm saying here? And you guys made the wrong choice. You chose bullshit rip-off sex. You knew you would get ripped off. Rip-off sex, man. That's what bothers my mind. Yeah, even though I am media turns on, we know if we see them have sex, we're gonna get ripped off. You knew this, and you still made the choice. We'd rather get ripped off bullshit sex and be left behind than seeing their amazing glory in Hollywood and being saved and never know it's like to have sex. Because you guys are fucking crazy people. But the reason why you guys made this choice is because, okay, even though, at least, okay, if we make this choice, at least we got to see VJ and Ivan have sex, obviously. Even though it's rip-off bullshit sex, we got to see them have sex. We know what it's like for them to have sex. Their flesh, obviously. We saw their flesh, obviously. Even if we're left behind, at least we get to see their glory behind the scenes and we get to see their movies and docs. That's why you made this choice, obviously. But what you guys don't understand is the horrific price. The horrific price of being left behind. Being left behind is a very, very horrific price to pay, man. As you guys took the price of being left behind for granted. As you guys have no idea how horrific of a price it is to be left behind. As I told you, all the Hollywood actors, 27 minutes here, I haven't even read my book yet. All the Hollywood actors, think about these Hollywood famous actors, even those, there's a reason why they're all going to beg, because they just experienced that international fame. They're feeling on top of the world. It's like a drug. They're feeling on top of the world. They've been feeling on top of the world, I don't know, for 4 years, 4.5 years around there. Yeah, for 4.5 years, they've been feeling on top of the world. They know what it's like to be saved for a couple of years, obviously, and they don't want to lose that feeling, hence why they're going to what? They're going to beg their asses off, and that's that very feeling that they had. That's the amazing feeling you would have had forever had you let me and White be together and you let us do our thing in Hollywood. And you would have been saved, man. And being saved, trust me, being saved and being seen in IVJ's glory is worth a lot more than their bullshit sex and being left behind. Because either you see our amazing glory and you're saved and you're part of the glory, you know what I'm saying? You're part of the buzz. You have that amazing feeling of being saved, or you see our bullshit sex and you're left behind and you're not saved. And you guys chose to see our bullshit sex and being left behind instead of being saved, which boggles my mind, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll read 4 pages today. Then I'll what? Sorry, I've been bad. So I'll be reading it into what? Part 2. I promised Lord of the Rings fans I would read what? I would read 2, 3, 4. So I'm on 199. Right? The hobbits rode up on a gentle slope, passing a few detached houses. You gotta bear with me, guys. I know you guys love it when I babble on, but I also promised Lord of the Rings fans I would read. I want to get through book 1 by this month, hence why I need to read every day, obviously. The hobbits rode up on along, and after the 4 pages I am done, I will babble on for the remaining of the video. The hobbits rode on up on a gentle slope, passing a few detached houses, and drew up outside the inn. The houses looked large and strange to them. Sam stared up at the inn, with its 3 stories and many windows, and felt his heart sink. He had imagined himself meeting giants taller than trees, and other creatures even more terrifying, some time or other in the course of his journey, but at the moment he was finding his first sight of men, and their tall houses quite enough. Indeed, too much for the dark end of this tiring day. He pictured black horses standing all saddled in the shadows of the inn yard, and black riders peering out of dark upper windows. We surely aren't going to stay here for the night, are we, sir? He exclaimed. If there are hobbit folk in these parts, why don't we look for some that would be willing to take us in? It would be more homelike. What's wrong with the inn? Said Frodo. Tom Bombadil recommended it. I expect it's homelike enough inside, obviously. So they're going to the Prancing Pony, obviously. Even from the outside, the inn looked a pleasant house to familiar eyes. It had a front on the road, and 2 wings running back on land partly cut out of the lower slopes of the hill, so that at the rear the second floor windows were level with the ground. There was a wide arch leading to a courtyard between the 2 wings. And on the left, under the arch, there was a large doorway reached by a few broad steps. The door was open and light streamed out of it. Above the arch there was a lamp, and beneath it swung a large signboard. A fat white pony reared up on its hind legs. Over the door was painted in white letters, "The Prancing Pony by Barliman Butterbur." Barliman Butterbur is a manager at the inn, obviously. Many of the lower windows showed lights behind thick curtains. As they hesitated outside in the gloom, someone began singing a merry song inside, and many cheerful voices joined loudly in the chorus. They listened to this encouraging sound for a moment, and then got off their ponies. The song ended, and there was a burst of laughter and clapping. They had their ponies under the arch, and leaving them standing in the yard, they climbed up the steps. Frodo went forward and nearly bumped into a short fat man with a bald head and a red face. He had a white apron on, and was bustling out of one door and through another, carrying a tray laden with full mugs. "Can we," began Frodo, "half a minute, if you please," shouted the man over his shoulder, and vanished into a babel of voices and a cloud of smoke. In a moment he was out again, wiping his hands on his apron. "Good evening, little master," he said, bending down. "What may you be wanting?" "Beds for 4 and stabling for 5 ponies, if that can be managed. Are you Mr. Butterbur?" "That's right, Barliman is my name. Barliman Butterbur, at your service. You're from the Shire, eh?" he said, and then suddenly he clapped his hands to his forehead, as if trying to remember something. "Hobbits," he cried. "Now what does that remind me of? Might I ask your names, sirs?" "Mr. Took and Mr. Brandywbuck," said Frodo. "And this is Sam Gamgee. My name is Underhill." Obviously, right. So it's funny. Frodo gives what? He tells them what? Merry and Pippin's last name. You know what I'm saying? Frodo's the only one who has a disguised name, obviously, because of the name Baggins, obviously. I'm going to shut my camera off.